True items is only. So if you can't stand the heat, stay away from the fire.
What's up, Raider Nation? I am the Commish, coming to you live, as always, from the friendly confines of Hardcore Challenge Live Studios. Just where is that, might you ask? Well, let me give you some simple directions. It's just down the street, past the house with the boarded up windows. Make sure you stop at the corner and ask my man Joe. He's a gentleman, he's a scholar, as well as a man of commerce, so slip him what you should. He's going to point you in the right direction. He's going to tell you to take a left and then a right. As you find yourself strolling down the street, minding your own goddamn business, you're going to pass a deep, dark alley. To your right, and a cool breeze will hit you that chills you right to your skeletal core, and you'll find yourself asking, was that the autumn wind? You're goddamn right. Should you venture down that deep, dark alley? Well, of course you should. Because what you're going to find at the end is a special little place that we like to call deep behind the enemy line. This is Raider Reaction, and as it is every Tuesday on Raider Reaction, this is the Raider Nation Report with yours truly, a solid 60 minutes of everything silver and black. And thank you for joining me as always. I appreciate any second you guys spend with me here at Raider Reaction. Without you guys, we would be nothing. And it is not that it's ever a bad time to be a Raider, but man, it is a specifically a great time to be a fan of the Silver and Black and a member of the Raider Nation. The buzz is upon us. And with everything the NFL tried to do with us, tried to put us behind the 8 ball with that absolutely ridiculous fucking schedule. Everything that they tried to do, undaunted. We've come out, we've done everything we were supposed to do, head above water, and we now control our own destiny. That's all you ever want really, in sports, is to have your destiny in your own hands. That's really all you ever wanted. It's to have your destiny in your own hands. Nobody else controls the outcome of your season but yourself. Because there becomes a point when you start the season, everybody has control of your destiny at the beginning of the season when you're all freaking goose egg. But as you move along, very quickly some teams lose control of it. Some manage to keep it and then lose control of it a little later. But at some point, control is taken out of the majority of the team's hands in the NFL, and it is in other teams' hands, and how they play out and how their destiny of the season you don't want to be in that situation. You don't want to be in that situation. So right now what you've done, you put your team at 5-4. And you look at a schedule of the Bengals, a winless team at home, coming in with they're throwing a new quarterback to the Wolves, and they've thrown him to the Wolves. See, this I don't understand. We want to give him some game experience. How is it game experience sending a young quarterback out onto the football field with no fucking weapons, giving him game experience? We want to teach him how to fight. So, okay, let's blindfold him and push him out into... I mean, what the fuck? That's like sending a gladiator out with no weapons. You know, we'll see how he does the first time. He's gonna die. That's how he's gonna do the first time. You send him without a sword and a fucking shield. He's gonna die. Somebody's gonna stab his ass in the heart. That's what's gonna happen the first time. It ain't gonna be good. And that's what's gonna be good for this guy. He's gonna end up like fucking... He's gonna have David Carr syndrome. You know, because you shoved him out there with no talent in front of him. He gets fucking shell-shocked. He won't be worth a fuck the rest of his career. That's what you're going to do to that kid. But yeah, he's a Bengal, so I don't give a fuck. But I'm just saying, I don't understand when you see these teams, oh, we're going to get him some game experience. Let's go in a different direction. Different direction? Motherfuckers, you're 0-9. The only direction you're going is down. Okay? There is no other direction. You've went the direction you're going, and... for 2019, there's no changing that. You're down that fucking road, man. Ride it. Ride it. You're not going to change that. Fucking throw Dalton's ass out there. See what he can fucking roll up. Shit. I don't get the point of throwing that kid out there, but whatever. It's good for us. He's bait, basically. Bait. This is a game. This is a huge game to me. And let me explain why. Why this is a huge game. This is a game that everybody expects you to win. Half the country didn't expect us to win on Thursday night. Half the country didn't expect us to win the Sunday before. They especially didn't expect us to win both those fucking games in that short of a time span coming off of that insane road stretch. So, we've already flipped the script on what everybody expects us to do. So now, the world is watching. Now all eyes are on us. Now all eyes are on us. And everybody's like, they've got the Bengals this week. Well, you expect to mop up a team that's coming in 0-9, starting a quarterback. They got all their star wide receivers are gone. They've got nothing, and they've got this pedigree of sitting at this thing that we like to call the kiddie table. You see, they've sat there a long, long time with a lot of other teams. And they're not going nowhere. They're not going nowhere. Oh, no. I mean, it's right there, you know, Ohio's well represented on the kiddie table. So the world's looking, and they're like, the silver and black's back. And they're playing a kiddie table team. A winless kiddie table team. So this is when you're supposed to see highlights. When they go to the the touchdown montage at the end of red zone, this is when you should see like 5 or 6 Raider touchdowns. This is when you should see points ran up. This should be one of those games that you're just sitting back at the end of the first half like, God damn, this is great. This has got to be one of those games. You should come in focused. I'm not saying you look past the Bengals in no way, shape, or form. You never look past any NFL team. I mean, the Dolphins have 2 wins for fuck's sake. But you got to come in focused. And this is a game where you must execute your game plan and sharpen your fucking nails. Sharpen your tools. Get ready. This has got to be one of those games where you've got to start putting it together. The final 6 games of a regular season are the stretch, man. And you've got to make a run in that stretch. And with the way the schedule is, this game, you've got to win this game. You've got to be 6-4. You have to be. Looking ahead, you have to be. You're going back on the road to play the Jets. They got a little something, I guess. I don't know. You know, they've had a win, so are they excited? Is that going to turn into something? They've still got Le'Veon Bell. They've still got some talent on that team. It's not the Bengals. The Bengals are a team that's decimated, and most of their talent's been stripped off of them due to injury. The Jets just are the Jets, but they've still got talent. They're one of those teams that they'll pop up 3 or 4 games a year where you're like, oh, shit. I didn't expect that. And you don't want to get caught in one of those. So this one's important. The world's going to be watching, and you got to go out and handle business. This one's important. It's a very gauging game for this team. It really, really is. It's a very gauging team. Yeah, very gauging game for this team. If you really are starting to turn the corner and want to show that you're one of those teams that can take care of business when it's time to take care of business, this is one of those games. You just got to walk in, do what you do, get your W, and get out. Get ready to head to New York. That's what you got to do. And I see no reason why this team cannot get that done this week. I've heard all about it, and I see you guys saying it's a trap game. Can be a trap game. Yes, absolutely, it can be a fucking trap game. 100%. When you're looking at a team across the field from you that hasn't won a game, that they've set their completely healthy quarterback, their Pro Bowl quarterback, and have thrown this kid out there just to see what he can do, you know that this they've fucking cashed it in. But the thing about the NFL is the players on the field never cash it in. They never cashed it in. Now, the coaches may have cashed it in. The ownership may have cashed it in. All your staff, they see that it's done. But the reality of the matter is every single week on an NFL field is an audition for these guys that are on that team. And they're not going to go out there and put tape out there that shows they've given up. These guys go out and fight. It's the same as the Dolphins. You can strip all the talent you want off the roster. The management can do that. The coaching staff can do that. But the guys that you do stick out there, those guys are still going to play. You throw them the ball, they're still going to try to catch it. You hand them the ball, they're going to try to not get tackled. That's called being a professional. So that's the thing about, these kind of teams they're dangerous. There's a reason not every team that sucks in the NFL doesn't go 0-16. They win a few. Because even a blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then. They're going to fucking wander around that tree for a minute before they find one. But they'll fucking stumble across one. Oh, yes, they will. Now, I want to get to the rankings. First, Rufus, freaking Ryan, all you guys, man, every one of you, George, especially you top fans, man. If you ain't got that top fan diamond fucking up around your name, you need to be up in the page more and interacting with us. You get there. You'll get there. But thanks to each and every one of you, man, that stop in with us here at Raider Reaction. We appreciate you guys hanging with us. We're a little bit of the dark side of Raider Nation, and we like to keep it real and raw. We don't spit sunshines and rainbows and blow smoke up your ass. We like to give you the real deal, and we don't fucking come on here and spit rumors in a nice suit and tie and tell y'all a bunch of dumb shit and scenarios that's never gonna fucking happen. We like to tell you what's really going on with the silver and black. So if you want to get the real scoop on what's going down with your team, you stop in here Monday through Friday, 7 o'clock Pacific, 10 o'clock Eastern, and we'll let you know what's going on. Minus all the fluff and strange bullshit. Now, also, we've got a little special little nugget of awesomeness on your timeline to start your day. 7 o'clock a.m. Pacific, 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern. Every morning, the Raider Reaction Morning Show, hosted by yours truly, just started this week. We've had 2 editions. Episode number 3 is already queued up. If you go check the timeline on Raider Reaction, you'll see that it's posted up there, and you can hit little give me a notification to remind me when it goes live in the morning. So every morning, Monday through Friday, the Raider Reaction Morning Show, 7 o'clock Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern. Just some nice little sports nuggets to start out your day. And it's not a real long show. It's not a nice little short show. Just give you some little things to, just spit out and flex your sports brain as the day goes on. Of course, a little silver and black, awesomeness sprinkled about it. But it's going to be growing every week. Every week we are adding new segments to it, and it's going to grow and grow and grow and grow. A real morning show is growing here at Raider Reaction, and you guys are going to see it from the very beginning. Those that have followed the page. So please check it out. It posts up. You'll get a post on the page. You can click on it to get a reminder when it goes live. It goes live exactly 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern. No, I'm getting to that, my brother. I'm getting to that. I'm getting to those guys. But first things first. Well, let's get to that. You threw it up there. Deion Jordan is coming off the suspension list, which is an amazing thing. You typically never hear of anything like this going in the Raiders' favor, especially this late in the season. It's almost like the tides are turning a little bit, just a little bit. So it's just nice to see something go our way, especially this late in the season when we're starting to get a little swag about us. So I like it. It's a positive thing. Now, DJ Swearinger. I spoke on Swearinger when the rumors first popped up a week or so ago, which I thought they were ridiculous a week or so ago. But a week or so ago, we had a healthy Carl Joseph, which we don't have now. So the fact now we have a little bit of a health issue. You've also got health concerns with LaMarcus Joyner. I see now the need for adding some depth in there. He's a veteran. He's a journeyman. He can bring some depth. He is what he is. At this point in the season, if you can get anybody who's serviceable, I'm all for it. Especially to help out in the secondary where we're getting a little beat up. So, now, those of you who I've heard the name Vernon Hargraves thrown around today, and all I have to say, please, for the sake of your friends, your family, your coworkers, those around you, please put down the crack pipe. Those of you that are calling for the signing of Vernon Hargraves, no. Please put it down. Just step away, put down, step away. It'll be all right. We'll get you some help. We don't need that kind of help. My God, they put a twist tie on that motherfucker and set that asshole on the curb for a reason. That dude is hot garbage. Okay? He got cut from one of the worst defenses in the fucking league over the past 3 years. And he was a starter on it, all of them. That dude's trash. You want to... I mean, you can go rip that bag open and sift through it. What do you think's in there? It's trash. Trash. No. He's a poor man's joiner, like a homeless kind of poor Sebastian. Like digging into trash. No. It's amazing that every single time somebody gets cut, Raider Nation goes, oh? What's up with that? Oh? What's that? Linebacker? Oh? Safety? Oh? Every time. You're like, shit. Did I hear something about a corner? So, fucking Vernon Hargreaves. Oh my God, man. Another man's trash can be another man's treasure. True. But there has to be some sort of redeeming quality you're going after. You have to display something. No, not Vernon Hargreaves. Not Vernon Hargreaves. No, thank you. But the Deion Jordan news was positive. It's nice to see somebody on the silver and black get pulled off suspension this late in the season and not put on it. So, gotta like that. That's definitely something you gotta love. Now, I'm not a big fan of rankings. Quite frankly, I think rankings suck. They're subjective. They're just some jackass opinion who's putting names to numbers. It's kind of what they do in college football. I think it's kind of my biggest problem with college football is the stupid fucking rankings. The fact that a champion is basically decided upon by a bunch of jackasses in a room voting on football. It's always been my biggest problem with college football. And so I'm not a big fan of rankings, but at the beginning of every season, I pick a ranking and I go with it for the season because I like to give some sort of barometer of where the team is at. Some sort of gauge, some sort of measuring stick to put them as how the world outside of Raider Nation perceives the silver and black. So this year I decided to go with the ESPN rankings because, they are the worldwide leader in bullshit. So I decided I would go with them. And last week, they had the Raiders at 16 on the power ranking. Well, we fell to 17 on the power ranking. I'm not quite sure how that works out. But basically, they see us as a middle-of-the-road team. Which is honestly, I would say we're a little above middle of the road, but I would put us in that category. We're upper middle of the road. We're right there, man. We're ready to take that next step. We've got the foot raised. We're ready to go to that next step, but we're just right there. Right there. You've seen the last two games. You've seen it. The last two games we've been very, very, very close to taking that next step where the game should have never even come down to the drama at the end. Now, when the team starts to take that bullshit drama out at the end, you're starting to get to that next level. I think you're going to see that over these next 2 or 3 games. I really do. I think you're going to see that over these next 2 or 3 games. I have seen some other rankings. What Raider Chris was alluding to. Pete Prisco's rankings had the Raiders up as high as 10, which I think's a little high at this point in the game. I don't think we're the 10th ranked team. I think we're a team on the rise. I think we are where we are. We're about in the middle of the pack. I'd say we're 15th to 13th, somewhere in there. I wouldn't put us in the top 10 yet. We're not there yet. We have the potential to be in the top 10 very quickly over the next couple weeks if we continue to get our shit together and keep going in the proper direction. Oh, 100%. But I've got to go with what you've shown me. And what you've shown me over the past 2 weeks is a game against the Lions when you had an opportunity to step on their throat and you didn't. And we let it get into fucking cardiac time at the end of the game. We won. That's great. That's why you're middle of the road. Next week, same thing. We fucking had a chance to absolutely fucking gut them within the first quarter of that game and be up by almost 3 scores. Easily. Instead, it was 10 to fucking 7. And later in the game, you had the same opportunity again. And what happened? It was cardiac time again. Fucking Carr had to get the fucking come back and, fourth quarter heroics and win the game. Defense has to come out and stonewall, blah, blah, blah. That's why we're upper middle of the road still. Because those are the types of games. You can't constantly have those games because you'll lose those type of games. The percentages are not in your favor. So when you're given the opportunity where you're up by a score and the team punts the fucking ball back to you and you have the opportunity to now go up by 2, you have to go down and fucking score. When you're given that opportunity to put a team really behind the 8 ball and make them now have to do things with their offensive game plan that they don't want to have to do, and you now had to make them play from behind and do things they don't want to do, that's when you're moving to that next level, man. And I think we're there. We have the potential to be there very, very soon. I really, really think we're there. This is a very young team that has been put together. And basically this offseason. So this team is growing week to week. Ryan says it right there, man. Wait until we get that killer instinct. That's it. Once you start to get it, and the team's just getting more comfortable together every week, man. You see the defense getting more comfortable every week. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. It really is. It's so we just gotta keep going in the right direction. And this game can be huge, man. This game can just make this team feel like the world beaters they kind of need to be the rest of this season. I really think so. So we will see. We will see. If you happen to be in the Orlando area, you're going to be here on vacation this weekend, what have you, or you're in the Sunshine State, Raider Reaction is going to be on location live with the Orlando Raider Nation over in Orlando. Island Wings. All the information is pinned to the post at the top of the Raider Reaction Facebook page. Myself and Big L will be there live for our live halftime show and live post-game reaction with everybody in attendance. We're going to be pulling in people there, get everybody's reaction. So if you're in the area, you want to be live on Raider Reaction with me and Big L, come on out and we'll throw you up on the We'll throw you up on the show, man. We'll see what your reaction is immediately after we slaughter the fucking Bengals. The fucking kitty table dwelling, pathetic bastard franchise from Ohio. There's a couple of them. Fucking kitty table. Of course, everybody's looking is like, now, some of you maybe you haven't seen the kitty table in a while, or if I need to remind you what the kitty table is. The kitty table. You've all been to the family reunion. And, you got the adult table and you got the kiddie table. And, all the adults, they get all their food and they're all sitting around. They haven't seen family except maybe once a year, twice a year at most. And they're all together and they're around the big adult table and they're all eating, they're conversating and having adult talk. All the kids got their little separated ass plate. Y'all over at the kiddie table, where you should be seen and not heard. Because the adults are having conversations. Don't be over here bugging me for a second. You sit your ass down. Eat what the fuck I gave you on your plate. Let me talk to my cousin Joe. I ain't seen him in a year. That's what's going on. So, the NFL and fans, we're kind of like that too. We've got a kiddie table of our own. It's for pathetic ass teams that have never won a Lombardi trophy. they sit at the kiddie table. When we're having conversations about football and real football conversation, fans of those teams should just really be seen and not heard. So that's why they sit at the kiddie table. So all of the teams sitting here are teams that have not won a Lombardi trophy. Except one, as you'll see. There's one special one in the middle, because a year ago we made a special exception for the kiddie table, because due to the incessant crying and basically just being a pathetic bitch of a franchise, even though they have won one Super Bowl, we felt the Saints should be put back on the kiddie table because their franchise is basically nothing but a pathetic bitch of a fan base. So, they've been placed back on the kiddie table as an honorary center seat, the head of the kiddie table, as the only team that's ever been returned there. They come to sit at the adult table, and then we had to smack them the fuck around and send their asses back to the kiddie table. It's... So, if you ever happen to encounter a Saints fan, just know, you're allowed to kiddie table their ass. Oh, you completely are. They're there with the rest of them. Their Lombardi trophy has been null and void by them being a bunch of whiny ass fucking cunts. Yeah, I said it. I said it. That's why you're sitting in the middle of the kiddie table, you sorry motherfuckers. Alright. Moving on. So, as much as the NFL tried to hose the Raiders, tried to hand us that sick, stupid schedule, and then give us home games fucking in the same fucking week within a handful of games, we won both those bitches. Both of them. And the Queefs lost. And the Bills lost. And the Colts lost. And the whole AFC said, fuck! The Raiders should be in the playoffs right now. Oh yeah. Oh yes. All of a sudden,